Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of English at Gym, Listen and Speak. I'm your host, Sarah, and as always, I am joined by my favorite workout buddy, well, sometimes workout buddy, David. How's it going, David?
Oh, hey, Sarah. Uh, Favorite workout buddy? I think you mean the person you have to drag out of bed at 6 a.m. while I'm still dreaming about pancakes. Honestly, I'm a bit sore today. I tried to do that new HIIT class yesterday, and, well, let's just say my legs have officially resigned. They quit.
Oh no, resigned. That's a good word for our learners. To resign usually means to quit a job, but here David means his legs just stopped working. But hey, at least you went. That's the first step, right?
Is it, though? Because right now the second step is very painful. Literally. Walking down the stairs this morning was an adventure. But you're right. Today we are talking about something we all deal with. Life with exercise versus life without it. The couch potato life versus the gym rat life.
I love those terms. Let's explain them quickly. A couch potato is someone who sits on the sofa all day watching TV and doesn't move much. A gym rat is the opposite, someone who spends all their free time at the fitness center. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. Maybe a couch hamster?
A couch hamster. I like that. I think most of us fluctuate. Fluctuate? It means to change frequently. Some weeks I'm super motivated, and other weeks, well, if the TV remote is more than 2 feet away, it's just not happening.
It's so true. And that's the thing about English learning too, isn't it? It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. But back to the physical stuff. David, tell the listeners about that time you tried to get fit in just one weekend.
Oh man, you had to bring that up? Okay, so about a year ago, I decided I was going to become an athlete overnight. I bought all the gear, the expensive shoes, the fancy water bottle, the sweatbands. I looked like a pro. Then I went to the park and decided to run 5 kilometers. I hadn't run in, 3 years?
Oh, I can see where this is going.
Yeah, I ran for about 4 minutes and I was out of breath. That means I was breathing very fast and hard because I was so tired. My face was as red as a tomato. This little kid on a tricycle, a bike with 3 wheels, he actually passed me. He looked at me with so much pity. He was like, "You okay, mister?"
You okay, mister? That is tragic, David, truly.
It was, but it's a perfect example of life without exercise. You think you're fine until you actually have to move. Then your body reminds you that you've been sitting in an office chair for 8 hours a day. It's a wake-up call. That's a great phrase. A wake-up call is an event that makes you realize you need to change something important.
Exactly. And I think many of us have those moments. For me, it was trying to carry my groceries up to my apartment. I live on the third floor, no elevator, and by the time I got to my door, I was huffing and puffing. I thought, Sarah, you are 20-something years old. You shouldn't be this tired from carrying bread and milk.
It's funny how we ignore it, right? We live in this without exercise bubble. It's comfortable. There's Netflix, there's snacks, but then you realize you're tired all the time, which is weird. You'd think doing nothing would give you more energy, but it's actually the opposite.
It really is. When I don't exercise, I feel sluggish. That's a fun word, right? Sluggish. It comes from the word slug, that slow little creature in the garden. If you feel sluggish, you feel slow, lazy, and like you have no energy.
I feel sluggish every Monday morning regardless, Sarah. But I get what you mean. When you're in that no exercise phase, your brain feels kind of foggy, like you can't think clearly.
Brain fog, that's a real thing, and it affects your English studies too. If your body is stagnant, meaning not moving, your brain starts to slow down. But David, let's be honest, starting is the hardest part, the initial hurdle.
Oh, for sure. The initial or first hurdle is always the biggest. You look at your running shoes and they look like they're judging you. They're just sitting in the corner of the room gathering dust.
Gathering dust. I love that. It means something hasn't been used for a long time. My yoga mat was gathering dust for 6 months before I finally unrolled it last week.
And what happened when you finally did? Did you become a Zen master immediately?
Hardly. I tried to do a downward dog pose, and my cat thought I was playing a game. She kept jumping on my back. I ended up just lying on the floor with a cat on my head. But hey, I was on the mat. That's progress.
That counts. That definitely counts. It's about the effort. But seriously, the difference in how you feel once you start, it's like night and day.
Like night and day, that means two things are completely different. And you're right, even after just a 10-minute walk, the fog starts to lift.
But we should talk about why it's so hard to stay consistent. Being consistent means doing something regularly even when you don't want to. It's easy to exercise once, it's hard to do it 3 times a week, every week.
Definitely. We always find excuses, don't we? I'm too busy, it's raining, my favorite show is on.
Or my personal favorite, I'll start tomorrow. The classic procrastinator's line. Procrastinate means to delay doing something that you should do. I am a professional procrastinator when it comes to the treadmill.
We all are, David. We all are. But in this episode, we really want to dive deep into how to move from that sluggish feeling to actually enjoying movement, and how that helps your confidence, especially when speaking a new language like English.
Oh, definitely. There's a huge connection between physical confidence and speaking confidence, but we'll get into that. First, I think I need to stretch. Just talking about the gym is making my hamstrings tight.
You are so dramatic.
So, Sarah, we were talking about that initial hurdle, the struggle of just putting on your shoes. But what about that weird burst of energy you get when you first decide to change? You know, the new year, new me energy?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. We call that the honeymoon phase. Just like in a new relationship where everything is perfect and you're obsessed, the honeymoon phase of exercise is when you buy a gym membership and think you're going to look like a superhero by Friday.
Exactly. I've been there. I remember I bought a blender to make those green smoothies. You know, the ones that look like liquid grass. I was so pumped up. Pumped up means very excited and enthusiastic. I was drinking kale. I was jogging. I was even taking the stairs at work. I felt like a legend.
A legend for 3 days?
Exactly 3 days. On the fourth day, I smelled bacon. And that was the end of my athlete era. The novelty wore off. Novelty is the quality of being new and interesting. Once the novelty is gone, it just feels like, well, hard work.
That's the reality check. And it happens with English, too. Students start a new course, they buy all the colorful highlighters, they study for 4 hours on Monday, and then by Wednesday, they're exhausted. They burn out.
Burnout. That's a vital one. To burn out means to become completely exhausted because you've been working too hard. My brain burns out after reading 3 pages of a grammar book.
Mine too. But let's look at the life with exercise side. When you actually do manage to stay consistent, even if it's just a little bit, things start to change in your head. Have you ever heard of endorphins, David?
Are those the little happy chemicals in your brain?
Exactly. When you move your body, your brain releases endorphins. They're like natural painkillers and mood lifters. They give you a runner's high.
I've heard of the runner's high, but usually when I run, I just get a runner's I want to lie down and cry. But seriously, I do notice that if I take a walk in the morning, I'm much less cranky in the afternoon.
Cranky, good word. It means being easily annoyed or in a bad mood. If I don't move, I get super fidgety. Fidgety is when you can't sit still because you have nervous energy.
So exercise is basically like a reset button for your brain. It clears out the clutter. Clutter refers to a lot of messy things in a place, or in this case, a lot of disorganized thoughts in your mind.
That's a perfect way to put it. And here's the secret for our English learners. When your brain is clear of clutter, you learn faster, you remember vocabulary better, your fluency improves because you aren't so stressed about making mistakes.
That makes total sense. When I'm stressed, my English, well, my Spanish, since I'm learning that, it just disappears. I forget how to say hello. But if I've just come back from a swim or a walk, I feel bold.
Bold. I love that. To be bold means to be brave and confident. You're more likely to strike up a conversation with a stranger or try out a difficult phrase.
But Sarah, let's be real. Not everyone wants to go to a gym. Some people find gyms intimidating.
Oh, 100%. Intimidating means something makes you feel nervous or less confident. All those mirrors, the loud music, people lifting weights that weigh more than a small car, it's scary.
I used to be so self-conscious at the gym. Self-conscious means you're worried about what other people think of you. I thought everyone was watching me do the exercises wrong. I thought they were thinking, look at that guy, he doesn't know what he's doing.
But the truth is, nobody is looking at you.
I know. Everyone is too busy looking at themselves in the mirror or checking their phones. It's a revelation when you realize that. A revelation is a surprising and previously unknown fact. Once you realize no one cares what you're doing, you feel so much more at ease.
At ease, meaning relaxed and comfortable. And that's the goal, right? Whether it's in the gym or speaking English, you want to reach that point where you're not overthinking everything.
Speaking of overthinking, I once tried to follow a workout video in a different language. It was a disaster. The instructor said, squat, and I thought she said, sit down, so I just sat on the floor while she kept going.
Oh, David, that's actually a great way to learn, though. Total physical response. It's a teaching method where you combine movement with language. When you hear jump and you actually jump, your brain creates a stronger connection to that word.
So you're saying I should do my English vocabulary drills while doing jumping jacks?
Why not? I, jump, am, jump, learning, jump, English.
I think I'd just end up clumsy and break a lamp. Clumsy is when you move in a way that is not smooth and you often knock things over or fall. That is my natural state of being.
Okay, maybe no jumping jacks for you, but even a simple walk while listening to this podcast is a huge win. You're hitting two birds with one stone.
Oh, a classic idiom. To hit two birds with one stone means to achieve two things at the same time with one action. Improving your fitness and your English simultaneously, that's some high-level multitasking.
It really is, but we have to talk about the dark side of exercise too, the soreness.
Oh, the DOMS.
The what?
DOMS. It stands for Delayed Onset Muscle Soreness. It's that pain you feel 2 days after you exercise. You feel fine the next day, but the day after that, you move like a robot.
I have that right now. My shoulders are so stiff. I tried to reach for a coffee mug this morning and I actually groaned. A groan is a long, deep sound you make because you're in pain or unhappy.
But you know what? That pain is actually a sign of growth. Your muscles are rebuilding, just like when your brain hurts after a long English lesson. It's because you're growing.
I love that perspective. Pain is just weakness leaving the body, right? Or, in our case, confusion is just the lack of English leaving the brain.
Exactly. It's all about the mindset. Your mindset is your set of attitudes or the way you think about things. If you have a growth mindset, you see challenges as opportunities.
And that's what we're here for, to help you shift that mindset. But David, I want to hear about your laziest day. What does a day without exercise look like for you when you're really leaning into it?
Oh, it's beautiful and terrible at the same time. It involves a lot of lounging. Lounging is sitting or lying in a relaxed, lazy way. I call it horizontal living.
Horizontal living. I need to hear more about this.
You're not just close, Sarah. You're spot on. Spot on means exactly right. On my no exercise days, I am the king of the couch. I have my snacks within arm's reach, my laptop on my knees, and I only move to, well, get more snacks.
It sounds relaxing, but honestly, how do you feel by 4 p.m. on a day like that?
That's the catch, isn't it? At first, it's blissful. Blissful means extremely happy and peaceful. But by the afternoon, I feel heavy. My back starts to ache because I've been sitting in a weird position, and I feel kind of irritable.
Irritable, that's when you get annoyed easily. It's funny, right? You'd think resting all day would make you patient and calm, but it actually makes you grumpy.
Exactly. And my brain feels like it's full of cotton wool. I try to read an article in English and I have to read the same sentence 5 times. It's like the words are dancing on the page and refusing to go into my head.
That's because your blood isn't circulating well. Circulating means moving around in a system, like blood moving through your body. When you move, your heart pumps more oxygen to your brain. Without it, your brain is basically on power saver mode.
Power saver mode. I love that. My brain is at 10% battery. But then compare that to a day when I actually go for a swim or a quick jog. Even if I'm tired physically, I feel sharp.
Sharp. In this context, it means being able to think quickly and clearly. You're on the ball.
On the ball, another great idiom. It comes from sports, meaning you're alert and ready to react. When I exercise, I'm much more on the ball with my English. I can remember that tricky vocabulary. Tricky means difficult or complicated.
It's all about the momentum. Momentum is the force or speed of an object in motion. If you're moving, it's easier to keep moving. If you're sitting, it's much harder to get up.
It's like a car. Starting the engine takes the most energy. Once you're cruising down the highway, it's easy. But man, that turning the key part, it's a struggle.
For sure. But let's talk about active recovery. Have you heard of this? It's when you don't do a hard workout, but you don't just sit on the couch either. Maybe a light walk or some stretching.
Oh, I like that. It's a compromise. A compromise is an agreement where both sides give up something to find a middle ground. My lazy side gets to relax, but my healthy side still gets some movement.
Exactly. And you can apply this to English too. You don't have to study grammar for 2 hours every day. On your lazy days, you can just listen to a podcast, like this one, or watch a movie in English. That's active recovery for your brain.
That's a great tip. It takes the pressure off. Pressure is the feeling of stress or worry because you have too much to do. When we put too much pressure on ourselves to be perfect, whether at the gym or in English, we usually end up quitting.
Perfect is the enemy of good. Have you heard that saying? It means if you wait until everything is perfect to start, you'll never start.
I definitely suffer from that. I think, well, I don't have a full hour to work out, so I might as well not do anything. Or, I don't have time to write a full essay, so I won't study English at all today.
But even 5 minutes is better than zero. If you do 5 minutes of stretching, your body feels better. If you learn 5 new English words, your vocabulary is bigger. It's incremental progress.
Incremental, meaning happening in small stages. I like that word. It sounds very professional. But Sarah, what about the social side? Exercise is a great way to meet people and practice English.
Oh, absolutely. I joined a running club last year. At first, I was terrified because I'm not a fast runner. I thought they would leave me behind in the dust.
Leave someone in the dust to go much faster than someone else. Did they leave you?
Not at all. It was so encouraging. Everyone was talking while they ran. It's actually a great test of your fitness. If you can talk and run at the same time, you're at a good pace. I met a woman from Italy who was also learning English, and we practiced together while we jogged.
That is so cool. You're literally running your mouth and running your legs at the same time. To run your mouth usually means to talk too much, but in this case, it's productive.
Exactly. It made the time go by so much faster. Before I knew it, we had run 4 miles. If I had been on a treadmill staring at a wall, I would have quit after 5 minutes.
The treadmill is the worst. It's like being a hamster on a wheel. I call it the dread mill because I dread it. To dread something means to be very afraid of or unhappy about something that is going to happen.
The dreadmill. I'm stealing that. But seriously, finding an activity you actually enjoy is the key to life with exercise. If you hate running, don't run. Try dancing or hiking or, I don't know, underwater basket weaving. Is that a sport?
If it gets your heart rate up, why not? I think I'll stick to hiking. I love being in nature. It's very therapeutic. Therapeutic means something that helps you relax or feel better.
I agree. Being outside is a total game changer. A game changer is something that significantly shifts the situation. For me, walking in the park is way more therapeutic than being in a sweaty gym.
But we should mention the post-workout feeling. That's the best part of life with exercise. That feeling when you've finished, you've had a shower, and you're sitting down with a cup of tea.
Oh, it's the best. You feel accomplished. Accomplished means you feel successful because you've completed something difficult. You feel like you've earned your rest.
And that rest feels so much better than the horizontal living rest. It's a different kind of tired. It's a good tired.
Exactly. But David, we have to talk about the all or nothing trap. Some people go too far and become obsessed.
Oh, I am the king of that trap. I call it perfectionism. If I eat one cookie, I think, well, the diet is ruined. I might as well eat the whole box. It's a very dangerous way to think.
It really is. To be hard on yourself means to criticize yourself too much. We need to learn to be kind to ourselves. If you miss a workout or if you forget a word in English, it's not the end of the world. You just pick up where you left off.
To pick up where you left off, that's a useful one. It means to start something again from the point where you stopped. So if I stop exercising for a week, I don't have to start from zero. I just start again on Monday.
Exactly. Consistency is about the long term, not just one perfect week. It's like a marathon, not a sprint. A sprint is a very short, fast race. Life and English learning is a marathon.
I like that. It's about the journey, right? And honestly, looking back at our talk today, life with exercise just seems brighter. Even if it's hard work, the benefits for your mood and your brain are just too good to ignore.
I agree. Even if you're just a couch hamster like me, moving a little bit every day makes a huge difference. You feel more capable. Capable means having the ability or qualities necessary to do something. You feel like you can handle whatever life throws at you.
Whatever life throws at you, that's a great idiom for facing challenges. And one of those challenges is definitely speaking English in public. But if you're feeling physically strong, you feel mentally strong too.
Well said, David. All right, let's do a quick recap. A recap is a short summary of the main points.
Okay, let's see. First, we talked about the sluggish feeling of life without exercise and how it leads to brain fog. Then we discussed the honeymoon phase and how to handle the reality check when the novelty wears off. We mentioned endorphins, those happy brain chemicals, and how exercise makes you feel bold and on the ball. And finally, we talked about avoiding the all-or-nothing trap and aiming for incremental progress.
Perfect. You've been paying attention.
I have. My brain is definitely sharp today. I think it was that walk I took to the bakery this morning. Okay, maybe it was the croissant, too.
Hey, it's all about balance. Speaking of balance, it's time for us to wrap things up. To wrap something up means to finish or conclude it.
Already? Time flies when you're talking about sweat and grammar.
It really does. Thank you so much for joining us today on English at Gym, Listen, and Speak. We hope this episode gave you a little bit of a nudge to get moving, both your body and your English.
A nudge is a gentle push. So go on, take that nudge. Put on your shoes, grab your headphones, and go for a walk while you practice your pronunciation.
We would love to hear from you. What is your favorite way to exercise? Or do you have a funny story about a gym fail? Leave a comment below or send us a message. We read every single one.
And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Your support helps us keep making these lessons for you.
Until next time, keep moving, keep speaking, and stay awesome.
Bye, everyone. See you in the next one.
Bye.